Hi, my name is James Gerdev. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky, and I'll be attending Radford University next year. Alright, so I started playing soccer at the age of 4. My grandpa got me into it because he's from Bulgaria. My nationality is Bulgarian, but I was born in the US. And I played youth soccer for about 5 years until I joined the academy, just local club. And I was on the second team. And around when I was 10 years old, I made it to the first team of the age group. And for me personally, I started growing a little bit more than the other kids earlier, so then I'd say that kind of got me into that. So I was, for about 4 years, from 9 to 13, 14, played for Lexington FC. We won state 4 years in a row, and then I left, and then I did ODP for about 2 years when I was at Lexington, so about from 12 to 14, and basically that's kind of how I got recruited to Shattuck. So the first 12, 13, not much chances for me to get seen by many people, and then I got called up to this, first it was in the regional team, which took place in Indiana, and then after that, you get called up to Michigan, and there's only 3 Kentucky kids, and you don't have to pay for it because Kentucky covers it. And then it's in Saginaw, and then you do this regional, you go kind of try out for this regional team, and I made that my first year, and lucky enough I made it, and I go to Casa Grande. And while I was at Casa Grande, I saw Coach Mullen, and he reached out. And so basically me and my mom talked about it. I think I played well over there. I got chosen for the All-Star regional team, and I was pumped. And I thought I was gonna get looks, but I only had one. So I took my chance. Me and my mom went around April-ish, and I didn't come on, it was just me on the visit, nobody else. And we liked it, and we weren't sure. And actually, a few days before Shattuck started, before my first day at Shattuck, it was 3 days before I actually chose my decision to attend Shattuck for my first year, which was for freshman year. And that's how I got recruited. My first year at Shattuck was amazing. It was fun, and I got to meet all these guys that I get to know until today. And we started off, it was strange. None of us knew each other. It was hard to play with each other, and obviously there's gonna be difficulties with that. But at the same time, that's how we learn and grow. So ultimately, I think we're a good team. A lot of rotation between the first year, which I was fine with, but also kind of got me mad at times. And a lot of people were competitive. That's why I moved. And ultimately, it was a great experience. And by the end of the time at U15 level, we knew what we were doing, and we caught up to the older age group. And I felt like we were doing, if not better than what we could have been. Training 5 times, 6 times a week, morning, afternoon. It just made us more mature and more kind of like how the pros are, and getting us ready for that next stage. And 15's year, it was ultimately good. And then coming into my sophomore year, it was me and my roommate. And me and my roommate are best friends. and basically he got called up to the 17s like in the first 2 months, and that kind of got me like a little aggravated. I mean, he's my best friend. I mean, good for him, you know. So about 2-3 months in, I just grind, and I want to get called up to the 17s. I'm 16 or 16s at this time, and I'm grinding, and finally it comes called. And this is the time where we left in March to go to because of COVID. But luckily, I got called in November and got a little bit of playing time. A couple guys got injured. It was nice to get that experience, but also it's unfortunate for those guys. And I felt like that really helped me improve and understand what I'm gonna need to do in order to pursue my dream, you know. So we went to Florida that year. It was fun. I mean, I think that was the year that I actually kind of like grew the most, the second most year. 15th year I grew, the 16th year I think I grew a little bit more. And then COVID happened, and that's when I didn't know what was gonna go on. I didn't know if I was gonna go back to Shattuck. I didn't know if I was gonna stay in Kentucky, go play at like what's it called, USL Academy for River City. I don't know what's gonna happen. Play for SC. I don't know. I'm not sure. And we were really stuck on this decision. And basically, we didn't know when it was gonna happen. So I just kind of like took a break from soccer, a little bit, couple months. And at the time, I was really like, I'm a really skinny guy. I was a really skinny guy. Maybe I still am. I don't know. But yeah, this time like I put a lot. Not put a lot of weight. I put a lot of muscle weight on. And I feel like that kind of helped me play against older guys, bigger guys than me. And I wasn't that much bigger, but it led me into a step to where I became more muscular and more lean and more focused on what I eat. Because before that, I didn't really think of much of it. But now it's skipping out on the fried food and all that stuff. I learned actually. So COVID actually helped me a lot, I feel like. And I didn't know how our team was going to do that year. I didn't know what we were going to play, who we were going to play, because the Diaz shut down. I wasn't sure. And then MLS Next appeared. I was like, okay, that gives me a chance. And I thought about it. It's either driving 45 minutes every day in Kentucky or training 2 times a day, walking 5 minutes. So I was like, all right. And I know what I'm gonna do. I know my goals, and I know the people I'm gonna be around. But actually, a lot of my friends, like 5-6 of my closest friends left. So I kind of had to restart, step back, and see what I could do to put myself in a situation where I can succeed. So 17th year starts, and I wasn't sure I was gonna start. We got a couple new players, and 16th year, not many people knew, or a lot of people came back. 17th year people, we got a lot of new players. Another goalkeeper, an attacker, defender, and this is the time where everybody starts leveling out. Like 15th, 16th year, some guys are taller. Like I was lucky enough to be taller, but now it's kind of like hesitant on me. So 17th year is where they start leveling it out, and now it's more of like team ability, technical ability, and lots of competition for that. So 17th year starts, and it's nice run. Like, we have COVID, classes were fine. It's about like 2 hours a day, not much. You were just resting and playing soccer. That's it. It was so nice. And then we started playing these scrimmages, and that helped us develop a lot more and more. And we play St. Louis, FC United, those type of teams. So it's nice to play those high-level teams. And then winter starts coming. Go to in-person classes, and we're training a lot more. We're training with the 19s at this point, and actually our 17s are, if not as good as the 19s. I felt like in my position, maybe, I don't know, we beat them 2-1. But anything, yeah, I mean, going 17th year. Then we played that spring season. That spring season, probably one of the best seasons, group guys, it's ever happened to me. I mean, these guys, like, it's all positive. If anything goes wrong, they have your back. So, I mean, it really helped me along the process, and this is actually where kind of college started saying, like, they gave us a date, and they say maybe, like, I think it was May 27th. We're like, oh, this is where you can finally start sending emails and doing all these sorts of things. But then they got pushed back, so kind of had to lay off. And yeah, I mean, that year I started a new position. 17th year I started playing right back. I was previously a center back, and it gave me another opportunity to get playing time, and I was fine with it. And then we lost once during our 17th season in the spring, and I felt like going into playoffs, we were strong. We were 9th seed, I think, or 11th overall in the nation. So I'd say 17th year was pretty nice. Our last game was, I think, June 9th, somewhere there, and we heard playoffs are going to start. And this is a big deal for us. We were tied for first against Charlotte Fire. We actually just we came second because of goal differential, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we were confident, but we were also like, this is new to us, and we want to do as the best as we can do. And we prepared for it. I mean, we were a really good group to train with each other, because these guys will push you no matter what. These are the type of guys you want all around every day. And we spend time with each other every day. And we trained for, I don't know, a solid 20 days straight. Double sessions, hot weather, humid, Minnesota. So, leading into playoffs, me and all my juniors, friends, we started to email all these college coaches. Ultimately, I personally don't think I sent enough emails. I think you always should send at least 50 plus to a lot of colleges, I think, personally for me. I think put your name out there as much as you can, and you're most definitely will get a look. So you should tell them to invite them to your games. I mean, tell them what you should do. I mean, tell them how you play, tell them your play style, tell them your position, your number, everything. Don't leave out anything. And leading into these playoffs, I actually had to get mentored by my older friends, because I was new to this. Like, I don't have an older brother or older sister that played soccer. I don't know anything about this process. My parents aren't born and raised in the U.S., so I had no idea what was going to go on. So I kind of looked up to the guys who graduated that year, and they were 19s, and I just kind of asked them about the process and what I should do, how should I format the email, how should I close it, all this sorts of stuff. And I felt like them helping me actually helped me a lot, not just sending it to college coaches, but ultimately like formatting a formal email, how to talk, how to keep update and everything. And yeah, I mean, playoffs, I sent, I don't know how many emails, I sent a lot. I invited them to our game. The first game was Tampa Bay United. Invite a lot. There's a lot of people there. The most I've seen in a while. And also, I think we did well. We beat them 2-0. Didn't really give up much. I had an assist, didn't count for his part. It's whatever. It's okay. We grow. And I didn't get much response from that game. I mean, played full 90. I captained the 17s. I mean, I'm not much of like I wasn't really a role model off the field. I mean, yeah, like my grades are okay, and like I'm personally okay, I think. But on the field, I mean, I'm not the guy to dribble everybody. I'm not that guy, but I think I can lead these guys. I led those guys into battle. I mean, that's what I personally felt like. At least that's what I think. I think I can help manage the game, that's why I told to these college coaches, like, however you think you affect the game in whatever way, you should tell that college coach, hey, this is me. Be true to yourself, you know. Don't make exaggerations. Tell them straight up what you are, who you are, what's your work ethic. Oh, maybe not worth it. Maybe. I mean, be you. I mean, that ultimately it's you. It's not the team. It's you personally. And our second game, and I didn't receive any calls after the first game. And then the second game, we play Orlando City, and they actually won the whole thing. And that was one of the most learning games I've probably learned in my whole career so far. They were a team that we expected to be good, but also at the same time, we know that if we trust in our training and we go through, if we believe in each other and trust each other, then we'll do, if not better than them, because it's ultimately just 11 versus 11. So we played that game. It was head on. They had chances and we had chances. And then penalties came. I didn't take one because I didn't really like to take one. And it's okay. I like it. Whatever. But I trusted my teammates. And we lost. It's okay. It's not okay, but it's okay. And we learn from this game. We learn a lot. We learn how to be prepared for the next playoffs, incoming playoffs we're about to play in. We know how to handle each other. We learn how to play under the circumstances, ultimately. And with college at this point, I'm sending emails. But also at the same time, for me, I think I'm gonna get a call. That I don't know. I just felt like I will. I don't know why. But I didn't. Okay, so I kept sending a little bit more emails, a little bit more. And playoffs ends. We end on a good note and a bad note. And all of us go home for the summer. We all take a good break because you don't want no stress, fractures, no injuries. We played for such a long time, training the whole year. COVID for us, the 17th year, the reason why we were so good, we trained more than any other team in the country, 100%, if not more. I don't know, a lot. So our summer, around June, July, I received a few calls from colleges, and I personally didn't know what to do. I didn't know the situation I was in, and these were actually big time colleges that I actually not gave up on, but that I missed that opportunity to have. So and I mean, it is what it is. It's just learn from it. I mean, first take your first step, your chance, and make sure you keep in contact with them. Whatever college it is, it doesn't matter what level, anything. Always keep talking to them. And second, update them how you're doing. Maybe a week or two, you know. Keep it going, consistent, okay? And make sure there's a connection, okay? Make sure they want you. Don't go to a place that you if you really want to go to school, go for it. But ultimately, it's like the school that wants you to come to their program, I'd say honestly go there, because if the coach stays, the coach likes you, you're gonna most likely probably play a lot. I mean, if you put that work in and everything, then you should be able to get a lot of playing time there if they really, really want you. But on the opposite side, you also think about it like, if I'm injured, am I gonna like this place? You know, you have to think about that. You gotta think about location. You gotta think about all these things. It's a big deal. It's gonna be your next step into your career. So I think college is an experience, you know. And for me, I didn't commit till it was like late April, early May. I committed to Radford University, and the way I got to connect with Radford was one of my old coaches played there. Personally, I felt previously, like in those months, I didn't do much. I mean, I blame it on myself to put the pressure on my family to know what my next step in my career is going to be. So I think that time is a really big thing here. Be as quick as you can, but at the same time, be smart with it, because if something goes wrong, you always have to have a backup, you know? So I think backup is like the safe option. And Radford, for me, I really like the place. I mean, there's a lot of guys coming in new this year. It's a new program, new everything. And I think that it's a place for me, competitionally wise. I think there's a lot of older guys there, so I think it'll be there, 100% for sure. And with all these new people coming in, everybody's gonna want a spot. Nobody's gonna want to sit on the bench, you know. And the coach was telling me, like, yeah, maybe a few freshmen will be starting this year, so I'm thinking to put that work in and see how far I can go with it. I mean, if not, I'm still gonna work. I mean, that's the point. If not, then why did I choose, you know? I think it's all about that work ethic. And I think no matter where you go, if the coach says, yeah, maybe the first year you might bench, I mean, that's okay, that's perfectly fine. But at the same time, you know that you have to put that work in, because if you don't put that work in, then those guys, those new incoming freshmen are gonna pass you. And those seniors or juniors or sophomores, they're gonna stay in their position. They're not gonna get tested. They're gonna feel the competition, but they're gonna be comfortable, you know? You don't wanna make them comfortable. You have to take every chance, every last 5 minutes you get into the game with, maybe 10, 15. You gotta take in with, this is the time where I can get better. This is the time where I can improve. This is the time where I can show my worth, you know? So I think time is literally, time's your friend, you know? Take your time, and also be quick with it, because at the end of the day, it's you. It's ultimately you. So one tip that I would give to a person playing at the D1 level is to be able to play under pressure and transition. Because if you're able to play under those two things, you will succeed. No matter what team it is, no matter how the other team is set up, if you can do both those things, then you'll do just fine. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it helped you guys to become what you guys want to be in the future, and good luck.